Okay. Yeah. End of day. End of day. Euro JPY still bullish right on all time frames, as you can see up here. Am I looking for a continuation up? Am I looking to sell? What was my price for today? Right, yesterday we had a boss, we come back in, and then during the night we have an eyeballs down. Okay, cool. I'm thinking to myself, okay, the swing low has held, right? Swing low has held, and at this point I can't be looking for sells because the swing low has held. But then where do I look for the buys? Because the internal is still bearish, right? As you can see, the internal is still bearish. Do I want to use this, right, and then look for the buy in here? I wasn't really interested, right, because pro swing, pro internal, I would have had to see the swing high go because that's also the internal high. So really on Euro JPY, I was looking for buys, but yeah, no really great area to look for buys from. Even the 5 minute in here, I think would have been preemptive because at this point in time, this 5 minute has not done shit. I literally has not done shit. So I wouldn't be looking for a buy in here because all it did was just sweep this high. So it's not a strong zone, so I'm not looking for the buy in there. The sell markup that you see on here was just, I put it here because I just remembered like the chalk strategy with David, but I don't trade it. I just put it up to see if today would be one of those days where it works. But then also I thought like nah, it probably won't because the swing low held, right? I think the application of this is, I understand the gist of it, but it would be something I'd have to practice like way more before being comfortable with trading it. But for now, I think focusing on my LC2A, LC1, and 15-minute like risk entries is better, right? Just master those and then move on to the rest. So anyway, EU, EJ actually, not much, not much on that for today. The Euro USD as well. Say like same as GU, it has been bullish for the past few days, but then now, as you can see, like starting to react like off this 4 hour zone. GU also, you can see like the momentum is dying down a little bit, right? Maybe in like pullback phases. Right, once we came into this 4 hour, okay, I knew that okay, maybe we should have a reaction from there. But then where do I sell? Like the sells at this point would have been counter the swing because my swing is bullish, and also counter the internal because my internal is bullish. So obviously I'm not looking for sells. But then also there isn't a great zone in here to look for buys. Like I was saying, right? No great zone to look for buys. As you can see, what does it do? It trickles on down. Maybe in a world where we had it move up like this, down, and then a breaking close of this, right? Like a breaking close like up here, and then the zone in here, maybe I'd be looking to buy that if that had happened. But as you can see, all it did was just sweep those highs there and then trickle down a little bit. So yeah, also counter swing, counter internal for the sells. I'm not looking for that. And then the buys had it at least broken this to show that whatever is in here is holding, because there's no clear zone, but it's holding and creating like an internal high. Then maybe yeah, I would look for a buy in there. But otherwise, again, iffy. Yeah, we really trying to avoid like the iffy stuff. Stick to more stuff that is like nice and clear, right? I don't have to squint to see the idea. I think that's the 10 trade challenge. Just like clear perfect trades, like trades that take twice on a Sunday type of stuff. And then GU, I just touched on GU in the trade recap. Nice trade in here, nice and easy. And then going forward, you can see like the internal is now, the internal is bearish at this point. There was another potential sell in here, right? You have an IBOS, still don't mind selling. You have a decent zone, but not the best zone. I'll explain why in a few seconds. It looks similar to the one I took the trade from, but I'll explain why this one is low probability. Right, the one I took the trade from is this one here, which got what? The internal break of structure here. Right, it reacted to the zone that swept the high down here and then broke the low. So this one has a little bit more going for it, like in terms of a potential place for people to look for sells, compared to this one, which literally just does nothing. It's this low has done nothing except react from here. So how can this flip zone, right, that created the internal break be strong? It's not the strongest of zones. So as you can see, also the momentum just dies down. Also time wise, it's like 6:15, right? So we're not trading past 6. Yeah, so the idea is pretty much the same as this one here, but as you can see, the quality of the idea does matter, right? Same idea, but quality is way different quality. But we'll see how it performs through the night, and then tomorrow morning, where are we sitting in terms of the bias? What is our bias? We'll see. I can see a pullback, right? Also, it's like EU pulling back, maybe dollar gaining back a little bit of strength. These have been very bullish for the past weeks, right? Very bullish. So at some point, you do need a little bit of a pullback, even if it's not much, but you do need a little bit of a pullback. So we'll see. Yeah. Continue playing like the 4-hour pullback. The next 4-hour zone is all the way down here. So I'm not really sure how deep the pullback will be. But that's the beauty of intraday trading, right? I don't have to stress about the market has to get here for me to be active or whatever. I can build my bias on the M15 for the day. As you can see, the trade I was in was like a 40-minute trade, so I don't have to really worry way too much about it. And last but not least, USD CAD. USD CAD, same as all the other ones. There really wasn't a great zone in here, right? As you can see, it's like up, down, up, down, up, down. So all this is liquidity. And so of course I wasn't looking for anything in particular in here. This monitoring price and protecting capital, which is the #1 preserver. So yeah, we'll see tomorrow. Same as in here. You can see there's like many reactions. So this is like the one clear POI in there. So yeah, we'll see. I do expect it to. Let me start buying from down here. 4-hour wise, right? We did have a break of structure on the 4-hour. This does look like a decent point to start buying again. So once the M15 does shift bullish, and then my bias shifts bullish as well, right? But the 15-minute is like all the way up here, so it's gonna be a little time before that. Once in here, like I am a little bit more skeptical with sells, because you don't really want to be against the high time frame, especially in POIs, right? With GBPUSD, yes, I'm against the high time frame, right? Everything is bullish, but we're not in a POI, right? We're not in any we're not like in a zone like in here. Like imagine trying to sell in here. It's different, a different story. Like I'm saying, the same setup, but the quality can be different. So yeah, tomorrow Friday, I'll only be on the London session, and then call it a week from there. Sunday, be back with a weekly market breakdown slash prediction, not prediction, but like a look ahead. Yeah, get ahead of my Mondays. My Mondays have been dismal, but I think if I can analyze on Sunday, prepare for the Monday, they should be a lot smoother. But yeah, day number 3 of consistency, fighting the burnout. Cool. Yeah, peace, man. Peace.